Hello, everyone. Coming in today to talk to you about trading bad habits for better habits. So far, you have been using this concept of Kaizen, small incremental changes to help you create a better outcome, right? So, for example, one of the things that you might be doing is just slowly omitting processed foods, right? That was something that we did, and then we began to add maybe a green juice or a smoothie or even more greens. So that would be an example of just making these small little changes. That's Kaizen. As far as trading a bad habit for a better habit, I'm going to walk you through this concept that was actually created by James Clear. And what he believes is that a lot of bad habits, and I believe this as well, are caused because of stress or boredom. Right. So we have not necessarily we don't necessarily have the tools to be able to deal with the situation at hand. And so that when we bring conscious awareness to this, we can begin to create a better outcome for us. So think about a habit, a bad habit that you would like to dissipate. I'll use one of mine, which is around chocolate, because this used to be a big issue for me. So begin to track this habit for 3 days and see what happens. So for example, how many times a day are you actually doing this habit, right? And what time of day? Does it tend to happen at the same time each day? And if not, then maybe what are the triggers, right? So what are the actions or the habits or the things that are happening before this undesired habit or behavior occurs? So I know, for me, that I've been having some technology issues. When I get frustrated around the computer or technology, or I get some bad news, I will eat maybe some a small piece of dark chocolate. But if I have that whole if I end up having a bad day, and I might even eat the whole thing, right? So just notice, what are those triggers, right? So, and write those down, because we know, right, if we have a better structured environment, we can have a better outcome. And if it's not really geared, so for example, if we have a lot of processed foods in our cupboards, then we're more likely to eat those, right? And make a poorer choice, when we could in fact get rid of some of those processed foods and make a better choice. So our habit definitely influences it. So for example, I could just remove the chocolate and maybe not chocolate, keep chocolate in the house, right? So those are things that you want to think about. How can you change your environment? So maybe list a couple of examples for that. And then what would be a better habit that you would like to replace your bad habit with, right? And remember, you want to make this easy. So go back to this concept of Kaizen. So these baby steps. So for me, I could seek out a friend to call and talk to them about how, just to have a listening ear so I could have some more connection around this. And then whenever we want to create a new habit, we want to make sure that we have a reward, right? So that better habit is the routine, right? So what is the reward, right? So I get the nice feelings of connection and being heard, and having some empathy with the people that are around me, right? And so another way to reinforce this as well is to think about how um, maybe someone else who would like to create this habit with you. So leaning into a group or knowing someone else and having an accountability partner around this, so that you can call them and work out the strategy. So we know that when we want to create new habits or new outcomes, when we begin to share them with other people, it makes them more real rather than keeping them in our mind, right? So that's one thing that I wanted to leave you with, because I think it's important. We use a lot of this habit changing science and these types of approaches and strategies to changing habits in my 10 Habits to Thrive course. So hopefully we will connect and be able to talk a little bit more about that if you would like to go deeper into some of this. So thank you so much for your time, and have a super day.